Private Limited from March 2018 to March 2019. And he was also a lead game developer in Aptitude Studios, Chennai from May 2014 to February 2018. We feel very honored by your presence, sir. On behalf of Velalar College of Engineering and Technology and Department of Computer Science and Engineering, we extend our warm welcome to you, sir. Now, let us invite our resource person of this session, Mr. M. Manoj Balaji, to move this session forward. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lavanya. And yeah, it's a great intro and all the things you have covered about me. Okay, let's directly go to the discussion. Okay. Okay. So today we are going to see about how to use Euphoria for augmented reality. So before entering into the session, I would like to say about augmented reality. So augmented reality is a new technology and it's ruling the complete entertainment. So what happened is in education sector, and if you come to the augmented reality, what its role is, what are the people's learning by their book as a theory, they can see everything on his vision. So this is the main part of augmented reality. Um, so in the topic, we are going to see what is Unity 3D, why we are using Unity 3D for Euphoria and other augmented reality, what is an augmented reality, what are the AR platforms available, what is Euphoria, Euphoria Fusion and Euphoria Engine area targets, pros and cons of Euphoria, and before how to integrate Euphoria in Unity and few example sample projects. Okay. So these are the things we are going to cover today. First, what is Unity? Unity 3D is a cross-platform game engine which is developed by Unity Technologies. So using this platform, we can develop a lot of things like games or what kind of games, or 2D or 3D games, AR and VR projects or mixed reality projects, Android application, iOS application, whatever it may be, you can be developed from a single engine. It's called Unity 3D. So there's a lot of engines like cross-platforms engines are available in the market. So why Unity 3D? It's a main thing. So Unity 3D, they are giving a lot of supports. So and mainly their graphics and everything is in stunning levels. So here we are using a C# scripts to access all the game objects and everything for a Unity 3D to develop our projects. Before C#, they have come through the JavaScript. JavaScript, as everybody is familiar, so when comparing to a JavaScript and C#, the Unity has preferred give this preference to the C#. So now the complete entire solution will be in C#. So it's a growing technology which has been started before 2012, and they have developed a lot of things, and they have integrated a lot of things, and they have a tie-up with lot of projects. So here you can see from the Euphoria, from the Unity 3D, we are developing a single project and deployed in multiple platforms like iOS, Android, Windows, Linux, WebGL. It's a kind of web application, but not exactly as a web application, because a website is a different thing, and this is a web application to develop games or some projects which can be deployed in the web. We will get some dedicated container, and we can host our games or applications on the web. So this kind of WebGL projects, and you can develop it for PlayStations and a lot of things. And Oculus is a Facebook company which has been dedicatedly developing a VR devices. So they are also having a tie-up with Unity. So you can be develop an Oculus and HoloLens also. HoloLens is a Microsoft product which is too costly, but a lot of the business people are using that. It's a mixed reality solution. So Unity is a single engine. You can develop your project, whatever it may be, in a single using a same language as C#, and you can deploy it in all these platforms. These are the main benefits of using Unity 3D, and their graphics is a stunning level. So they have developed a normal SD graphics to HDR plus graphics also. So they give the dedicated light maps and everything to use to bring the games or your project as a kind of real world projects. So that's why I'm preferring Unity. And the main things for using a Vuforia, Unity 3D is my preference. If you have a good knowledge in Android Studio or a Visual Studio, you can be develop a independent project on that platforms also. Next, what is AR? How does it work? AR is a real-time use of information in the form of text, graphics, audio, and other virtual enhancement integrated in the real world. For example, if you have this remote, so what is the purpose of the remote and everything if you want to guide teach to someone. So using this AR technique, if the person open their application and scan the remote by simply viewing a camera, access the camera and use this remote, it will show some kind of things, yeah, like this. So it will show what are the purpose of the remote, what are the buttons, what is the purpose of the buttons, how you we can use everything. So this technology people are using in learning field. Some games also people are developing from using AR, and mainly for employment training and everything. So what is the role of employment training? Why the companies are preferring AR? So what is the thing is, assume if you are in some mechanical field or if you are in some chemical related field, if you want to train an employee, for each and every resource you have to spend a lot of your goods for their learning purpose. If you are in chemical industry, you have to just give them a lot of chemicals and want to do their experiments and want to train the employees by using the chemicals. So a lot of chemical waste and a lot of things will be happens. If you go to mechanical, if a single mistake will cause a huge problem. So overcome by this, people are giving training using the AR. So if we develop the application, if they just scan the product, whatever machines or chemical, whatever it is, it will show the complete workflow. It will train you how to work and it will guide you step by step. So that much of details the company are expecting from the developers and to develop a project to using the AR in the world. So in the next step, the AR has been enhanced and they become a mixed reality. So like while dragging a mobile on your hand, bring it to everywhere. Instead of that, the people so prefer to wear an eyewear and go to everywhere and get the details whatever they have seen. So that is the that is how it's work. And the main difference between AR and VR. So AR is an augmented reality, VR is in virtual reality. In augmented reality, if you are scanning some object in the real world, it will show you some content or it will give you some 3D objects to explain you or holographic objects to teach you how to work. So main objective is in AR, it will bring the virtual object into the real world. Okay. In VR, it will completely shut your real world. It will bring you to the virtual world. So you can't able to see what happened in front of you in VR. So that it has some advantages and also it's a main disadvantages. If the people wear the VR device, they can't able to see anything whatever happening in the real world. That's the main disadvantages. But in few cases, VR is also a best solutions. So based on the projects and based on as per the client preference, we are giving some solution which has been good for AR, VR, or MR. So that's the main difference between the AR and VR. Then let's see about the AR platforms. If you ask, Victoria is the only platform to develop an augmented reality application with just surely it's a no. There's a lot of platforms in the market, like an AR kit, which is officially developed by the Apple for their iOS devices, and AR Core, which has been natively developed by the Google to for all the Android mobiles, And Wikitude, Vuforia are the third-party tools which has been supported for your cross platforms, and the AR Foundation is the main thing which is developed by the Unity to support both the Apple and iOS devices, and they have the core foundation of AR Core and the AR Kit, so it can be give you a best performance on both the devices. If you are developing an applications in Unity 3D, you can be prefer a AR Core or Vuforia as your first preference before, because this both are a cross platform. And if you want to do something as a native, then you can be go for a AR Core and AR Kit. Of course, now the AR Core is supporting for iOS devices also. So these are the AR platforms which is available in the market, and you can develop your AR application using Xcode or Android Studio, Unity, and Visual Studio, whatever it may be. So if you develop an application, the difference is if you develop an application in Xcode, Android Studio, or Visual Studio, then it will become a native applications for the platforms. If you go to the Unity or some other class platform tool engine, means you can be develop the single application for all the platforms like Android and iOS. The next thing is AR supported device. So before in the market, the AR has some limitations. Like the AR, if you split the AR, it will be split as a two based. One is a marker based, and second one is a markerless base. So which is what is marker? The difference between marker and markerless is if you are scanning some objects like pictures or a 3D object, whatever it may be. If you're scanning something, if your application is dependent on something, it's a marker based AR, and it's a blank. If you don't have anything to scan, but you want to visualize your 3D avatar or some other your projects into the real world, means this is a markerless based application. So usually marker based application will support for maximum all the devices which are available in the market. So that's not an issue. When you go to the markerless, which have some limitation, which is if you are an Android user, your mobile must be accept AR core, which is provided by the Google. So AR core will be available only on the few handheld devices on this kind of which are what are the available are also given by the Google team. What are their supporting devices? So let me show you. Okay, actually, okay, no. Actually, I will share. I will share you the link. The screen is not sharing. The Chrome is not sharing. So I will share you the link of the AR supported devices. I shared you the link in the chat. So using this link, you just scroll down for a little bit and you can see what are the devices which is supported by the AR core. So they gave you a detailed document about all the companies which are available in the market and what are the things which supported by AR core. So the AR core supporting is called a SLAM based technology. So what is a SLAM? So once you open your AR core based application, if you are developing some AR core application based in your Euphoria or whatever it is, so it will first detect your floor maps. So in your surface, your wall, everything. So based on that only, it will show you. It will augment your 3D objects on that. So to detect the floor, you need some kind of sensors and the camera features, which has been available in the limited devices. So that are the limited devices has been listed on the link which I shared. So that is the main thing of AR devices. Next, then coming back to Vuforia, what is Vuforia? Vuforia is a augmented reality software development kit. It's an SDK. It's not a Vuforia. It's not an engine. So you have to keep it on in mind. Vuforia is not an engine. So you have some limitations and everything because you are using an SDK, which is like a kind of API which is provided by the servers. It's an SDK which is given by the PTC. PTC is a company which has developed the Vuforia, okay, SDK. So based on some, you have a limitations to work around the projects. So it will support on mobile devices, which enables create an augmented reality projects. If your computer, it uses a computer vision technology to recognize and track planar images and 3D objects in a real time. So in Vuforia, you can you can scan 2D images or 3D objects or some surface and everything. And also, you have a 6 degree of freedom of you while using an Vuforia and any other augmented reality projects. So the 6 degree of freedom is the main concept everyone wants to know for if you are working in AR and VR or MR projects. So there is a two type of things. One is a 3 degree of freedom, and next one is a 6 degree of freedom. In 3 degree of freedom, you have an option to only rotate your gadgets. You can't able to go front, forward, and backward. You can't go up and down. So in 3 degree of freedom, you can only rotate and see what's happening. So if you go to the some kind of VR, if you are using some Oculus Go, it's a best example of a 3 degree of freedom. And then if you are using some cardboard VR, it's a 3 degree of freedom. If you are using this kind of projects, you have only a 3 degree of freedom, which means you can only rotate yourself and see what's in the augmented world. You can't able to go through it, you can't able to close and see up and down everything. So you have some limitation. When it's come to a 6 degree of freedom, which is basically available in augmented reality, you can see everything. So in 6 degree of freedom, you can go near close to the augmented object. You can see what's happening there. You can see up and down everything. So Euphoria is also providing this future for your projects. So if you come back, if you see about the PTC and the Euphoria is Euphoria like kind of Unity. Unity is a cross-platform tool which supported a lot of platforms. Like the same client Euphoria, they initially started to develop an applications only for Android. Then they moved to the iOS. Now they are supporting a lot of platforms like Basics, HoloLens, and Apple lot of things. So they are also supporting for a Magic Leap also. So they gave a support for a lot of things. Then using Unity and Vuforia, you can develop an application for all these kind of HoloLens, Magic Leap, Basics, and ODG object tracker also. So initially, they started. Vuforia has been started on 2016, and the 2017 itself they just have a tie-up with Unity, and they have developed using the continuous development. They just give this kind of output to all the projects. So next, Vuforia has a standalone version and version baked directly into the Unity. It has a following functionalities. So what are the functionalities? Advanced model target 360. So using this, you can scan a model also. It may be a small object or it may be a real world car. If you just target, if you scan the 3D object using the AI, it will give you the information which has been stored in the applications. And the model targeting, yes, that's the same as a model targeting. It's a deep learning. They can just you can target, you can see all these things. And image target is basic functionalities. If you are assigning some images, if you want to scan some images or if you want to provide some details about the image or kind of book scanning applications, if you scan your book, it will give you the some information. Everything will be depend on image target. So then multi-target, if you have multiple objects at this same thing. For example, if you have some kind of cubes, if you have something like this, okay, it have a 6 faces. All the phase, if you want to provide details of each and every phase, it is called as multi-target. So is a single project which has multiple sites of phases, and you want to give a independent detail for each and every phase, then it comes to a multi-target. Then cylindrical target is another option which is given by Euphoria. Cylindrical target is if you want to scan, provide some details about the water can or some kind of bottles. In few years back in abroad countries, there was one wine companies and the kind of things which has been get very popular by implementing this kind of cylinder target augmented reality projects on their containers. So what will happen if the people scan their bottle? It will show some details, crime stories about the slaves, which are slaves. So this kind of by using this kind of things, they promoted their business to the next level. So for that kind of for developing that kind of project, you need to use a cylinder targets. Then a ground plane. Ground plane is this thing which has been explained now. It's a kind of scanning your grounds and the walls. So you need some kind of supported devices which is been listed in the link I given you in the chat. Then view mark is it's a kind of QR code. View mark is a kind of a QR code. What is the difference is you can be developed for your own brand for Euphoria. That is called view mark. So it's not actually a QR code, but it's a unique image for your particular brand. That is called view mark. So by scanning that mark, you can augment your 3D avatar or a holographic image to explain about your project and everything, whatever. So that's the purpose of ViewMark. And object target is scanning an object. If you before it has have some experimental features of object scanning, which if you don't have any 3D object, you can by using that option you can scan using your mobile phone and render the 3D model into your mobile. So that is a 3 that kind of things. And static and adaptive modes, simulation play mode. So simulation play mode is a good thing for a developer, which is you don't need to take a build for each and everything to test whether your coding is working or not. Instead of that, you just directly hit play using your system webcam or connected mobile cam. You can directly view your result in the thing. So that is runtime. Runtime itself, while developing itself, you can able to augment and check the whether it's working or not. So that's a good option which is provided by Viforia. And yeah, our session recorder is a new option which is being given by Viforia. So if you are, for example, if you are doing some project earlier, how it will be means if you are developing some project and you want to record your screen and want to show it to someone else or send it to client means the mobile device screen recorder will not support that much. It will generate a lot of bugs in the video will be truncated or the application will get crashed. Lot of things will happen. So by overcome this, Viforia have developed their own recording applications. Using that AR session recorder, you can do that also. Euphoria Fusion and Euphoria Engine Area Target. Euphoria Fusion is a capable design to solve the problems and fragmented AR enabled technologies such as a camera, sensors, chipsets, and lot of softwares like AR Kit, etc. In Euphoria Engine Area Target, you can if you are in some shop floor or somewhere else using this option, you can render the complete shop floor into the application and set all this thing how it will be where you want to go, like the reference image I showed here. This kind of output also you can be generated using that options in Euphoria. And the main thing is the shop floor must not be exceeded 10,000 square feet. What are the pros and cons of Euphoria? Euphoria Pros support Android, iOS, and universal render applications, Windows applications, everything. The cons is the price is not reasonable. Euphoria is too costly. And next pro is a lot of supported devices and external camera is also supported. Webcam or simulation play mode is also there in Euphoria. So that's what the good pros. And the cons is the development document is really worse. We need to develop by our own using our knowledge, or we need to discuss some other AR who have an experience in Euphoria kind of persons. In SDK, yes, it's a third party application. It's not a native, it's a third party which is developed by some other companies. So they do have a bugs and lot of things. In some cases, when you have been doing correct coding means also it won't work because of some the SDK issues. So this will also happen, and it does not support geo tracking also. So these are the basics and the details we want to share about you in Viforia. Now let's see how we going to integrate Viforia in Unity 3D. Okay. So I will share you my Unity screen. Just a minute.
Uh, yes, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, sir. Proceed. Proceed.
Yeah. So the application is the Unity is opening, and at the same time I will show you the supported device which has been I explained earlier. So these are the supported device which has been given, and access they have some rock phones and Gen phones only supported by Google. If you after next 5 years, all the mobiles will be supported by Google products. And Nokia after 3.4, the versions like 3.4, 5.4, and 6 and 6 plus versions, everything will be supported for the AR code. So these are the complete list which has been using in our products which has been supported by AR core. If you are using Unity, if you are using Vuforia means also if your mobile is not supported by the AR core, you can't able to develop an application for SLAM based detection projects. So that means marker-less projects. So you can be develop only a marker-based projects which has been supported by all the mobile phones. And also iPhone also have some limitations. If you are in iPhone after the 5s only supported all these kind of projects. Before 5 or 4s, this kind of mobiles won't support this kind of AR projects. So everything has a similar say limitations. For in this developer.google.com, they give you a complete documentation about their supporting devices. Like the Google iPhone is also provide their details and supporting the device information in the developer.apple.com. It's still opening actually. And Unity has a lot of libraries, pre-rendered libraries. So that's why Unity will take time to open when compared to other softwares. It's Unity has also have their own pros and cons because they need to support 20 plus platforms. That's why they are having providing lot of library for a newly created project also. That's why if you take an empty project build means also it will come more than 20 to 30 MB. They are working on this for more than 5 years, but still in the earlier days, if you take an empty project build, it will becomes around 70 MB, but now it's come around 20 MB. It's a good improvement because it's a basic thing. And secondly, if you want to go in deep on to want to reduce your app size means you need to remove all the unwanted library by your own. So these are the things we need to keep it on your mind when working on Unity. So this is our empty Unity 3D screen. Okay. So let's create some AR project. So for that, what you need to how to integrate before you are in Unity. So for that, you need to go to the Windows and package manager. So as I said, to reduce the build size, Unity has given the package manager. They just removed all the extra packages and added listed here. So what are the packages you need it for your project? You go to here and you can add it on your project. So that's why the package manager has been implemented by Unity. So here you come to package manager. They give you before year engine AR. So which has been authored by PTC. So install it. So these are the basic setups if you are working in your Unity 3D for your Android mobiles, if you are developing an application for augmented reality. So you just open the package manager, install the before AR engine. So while installing, it will auto import the packages into your Unity project. So once the import is done, yeah, it will change the button from install to remove. You, while developing an application, if Euphoria have gives some update means also the update button will be enabled and you can come here and do the updates. So first we have implemented all our packages. Then you need to go to build settings and change it from PC to Android. So you just click the Android and switch platform. So it will take a minute to switch the platform from Windows to Android. So it's a default supporting platform to develop an application, which is in the PC. Now PC is you can using this option you can develop an application for your Windows PC or Mac or Linux, this kind of PCs. And also you can make it like a kind of an application which is you downloaded from the Windows market also, or there's some standalone applications. That kind of applications also you can able to make it from here. It's a Windows Universal platform. So if you are using a lot of Windows means also you go, switch to if you are dedicating only for a Windows, you can switch to Windows Universal platform to develop the app only supporting for Windows. So this is if you want to develop some applications for iPhones, you want to switch it to iOS. So what are the things you need to keep in mind is for building a complete application, you can use Windows PC also, that's not an issue. If you are working for iOS, after the application execution, you need to export the project as an Xcode, and you need to go to some Mac machines to implement the packages into the Xcode, and you want to take the another build from the Xcode in a Mac machine. So these are the basic Apple limitations which we can't able to bypass. Okay, the switching is completed. Now you can see the Unity logo has been transferred from here to here. Now you just close the build settings. Go to console, they have some errors. So these are the integrations. While integrating a package, it will throw some errors, so that's not an issue. Um, Once we place that, then you need to check Euphoria. So here the Euphoria is implemented. So we have these settings also. This is the Euphoria configuration. We need to config if you are using Euphoria. So of course you need to get a license key from the Euphorias and everything. First we set the environment, then go to the Euphoria portal to get all these kind of license keys and all this stuff. Okay. So first, in Unity, there are the two modes. One is a seed mode, second one is a game mode. The game mode is the actual application which we view in our mobile. Scene mode is our editor, is for our editing purpose, and we can change our resolutions also. If you want to give some custom resolution, you just click the add button and give the resolution whatever you need, and it will be listed here. Okay. Now, it's a default camera which has been provided by Unity. This will be used for a 3D or 2D application, but here we are going for an augmented reality. So this camera is no use. So we just simply delete the camera and right click on the hierarchy, go to Euphoria engine, click AR camera. So this is the camera we need to use, and this is the camera which is going to access your mobile phone or your system webcam to scan the environment. Okay. So don't disturb the camera default settings. So if you change the camera default settings, your application won't work. So this is the standard. So don't disturb on them. So here the world is a specific target or first target or device. So here we are going to use a device as a target. And now this is a simple scene setup. Now you will just go to config the before your engine. Okay. So for the first step, we need to, so they have given an announcement like from 8.5.9, they have given an update of 9.6.3, and so I think it won't cause any issues, so we don't need to update. So we just add our app license key. So for that, you need to come to developers.euphoria.com portal. So they will give you a login option. Using that, you can log in. You can just log in, or if you don't have, if you are new to Euphoria, you can create, register your account. You can register your personal Gmail account also, no issues. So you can register, and then you will navigate to this kind of page. So this is our license manager, and this is our target manager. Here we want to register our app to get the license key. So here we want to register our target, which are going to set as our target. So from first we get a license key. Okay, get development license key. So here we are going to develop. So we are a developer. So we are getting a development license key. Here the license name is yeah. So the key has some limitation. It is for a development prices, so they won't charge anything. And the recognized usage 1,000 per month. So if you have some, if you are providing with APK to somewhere, or if you are hosting it somewhere, it will allow you to only 1,000 scannings per month. And cloud, you can access your cloud also, and view mark also up to 100. So they won't make you any trouble. So it won't cost. So you can create a simple development key here. Yeah, It's gain here by clicking this. So this is our key. You just copy the key and go to Euphoria and paste it here. Yes. So first setup is done. Second, we need to add a database for the image recognition setup. So database which has been provided by Euphoria portal. Go to our target manager and click add database. So what is our database name? Our tutorial. So we are going to develop this application for device. So click create. Yeah, here tutorial is developed. Open it. So this is place we need to add all our targets. Okay. So click add target. So there will have types like single image, cuboid, cylinder, and 3D object. As per I said before, so we are going to set a single image target. Cuboid is a kind of six faces. So if you're put something, if you're going to put something like this, you need to click cuboid. If you are going to scan some kind of cylindrical shape or water can or bottles, you go to cylinder. If you are uploading some 3D object for the scanning purpose, you click 3D object. So it's a single image. Click. Yeah. So here I'm going to set this as our scanning object. So the maximum file size must be 2 MB. So our image must be less than 2 MB. And here we need to set the width of the image. So I'm approximately setting the width of the image is 5. Click add. Yeah, our first image target has been great, and this is the rating which has been given by the Euphoria. So each and every image target must have a point. So everything it's worked as a kind of it convert all the behind the scene. It convert all the images as a bitcode and with the bitmap and get the points for the reference based on the point only it will direct an object. So future see these are the our points. So it has the more enough points and the image is very good. It's not some kind of very light images. So it is good to scan the object. That's why it provide us a 5 star. More than if you are uploading some object means I will strongly recommend go to a 4 star, 4 star or 5 star image. It will give you a best result. If you go less than a 3 star, sometimes your scanning object won't detect. So if you are going for a AR application, our environment lighting also will play the major role. So for that you go more than 4 star, it will you will get a good result. Okay. So I can first we create a simple AR application without using any coding. Okay. So for that I'm just downloading the database. So it will ask for which platform we are downloading it for Android, Xcode or Visual Studio or Unity Editor. So we are working on Unity Editor. So I switch to a Unity Editor and click download. Okay. So now coming back to Unity, just drag the downloaded package and drop it here. So these are our database details which has been developed from the portal using that image. Click input. Yes, you can see the streaming assets. The data are imported. Now coming back to Euphoria configuration. The database added is completed. Here the next setup is Android settings, AR core required. Here we are going to use a marker based target, so AR core is not required, so don't use webcam, disable for a platform integrated webcam. So integrated webcam it will access our PC cam for the scanning purpose in the editing mode. So integrated webcam is good. We don't need to disturb that. Now setting a project, go to Euphoria, create a Euphoria engine, create yeah, image target. Here it is. So this is the this is the database only database in this thing. That way it's predefined everything. That is predefined here tutorial which we created as a database, and these are the only image having in the database. That way it's showing that also. So here first setup is completed. Now second we need to augment something on the image, right? So for that I'm going to download something from the asset store. This is my downloads in the asset store. So I'm going to use something which in my PC already, which is I downloaded already. Yeah, Swordman, Bodyguard, Zombie. Okay, let's make a fight between the Swordman and Zombie. So first we use Swordman import. So these are the details. Complete package is importing in your project. Once it's done, go back to your scene mode. Okay, yeah, it's done. Now go back to our scene mode. And in asset folder, we got the package. Yeah, here they provided a reference scene also. So this is our Swordman. Yeah. Okay. So this is the prefab. It is prefab. And let's check the animations, how they related animated. Yeah. Here they created a lot of animation like walking, attack, everything. Yeah, that's great. So we just do something like if ideal is default animations. Okay. So check what will happen. If you hit play button, okay, this is its ideal animation. Yeah, it's look good. We need to render this ideal animation in our real world. So that's our first target we will set. So now going back to our scene, and back this prefab and put into our image target. Uh, his height is too much, I think so. That's why I'm reducing it to 0.5. And here we are going to view the demo in the PC screen. That's why I'm just rotating the object. If you have any kind of printout or hard copies in your hand, you just make the person stand like this. So now I'm going to show the demo in the PC. So I'm rotating. So setting as 90 as rotation, and this is 0, and make him place like how the astronaut is standing. Okay, yeah, it's good to go. Let me switch to camera. Okay, I switched my camera to the mobile camera. Is everybody see my laptop? Anybody please respond?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
So now what I'm gonna do is opening the image on my laptop screen. So when I hit play, so this is what is happening right now. Entering the camera. So when switching, I need to set up the before your configuration also. So going from changing from webcam to mobile cam. Play hit. Screenshot is. Okay, sorry. It's using my secondary mobile. Okay. Oh, sure. Can you able to see my editor screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now the 3D object is augmenting on my laptop screen. Nothing is here. The 3D object is there. So using a 6 degree of freedom, I can go close to that and see all the kind of thing, whatever it's making. So this is the first setup to get how to work before AR with the AR for AR with Unity. So now for the second thing, we will add some basic script to make some interactions. So the first step we saw right now is the main thing. These are the complete configurations of Unity setup. Everybody is clear with how to make the before your config with Unity and how to make the first build, right? Shall I go to the second step?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, for our second target, I'm going to add another target as image file. I'm coming back. Yes, now I'm going to use this image for a second target. I'm going to place the with the same as 3. This is the name which we want to show. Great. Loading. And now this is also a 5 star. So that's a great thing. So let's download, check all these things. Like a download database, using the same as Unity editor. Make it as download. Yeah, the package is downloaded. Add and drop it here. So this is the first image which is already located in, that's why it's showing as a replace, and second it as a new image, click import. Fine. So next we are going to add second image, and we want to render both multiple image targets in the same applications. So for that, again go to create another image target, and here you, okay, yeah, it's taken. So this is where you can switch the images which is located in the database. And yeah, for your understanding, I keep it here. So the question is, it's not a problem because it's an augmented reality. It will take the real world questions. So wherever you keep it on the scene, that won't bother you. That's nothing issue. Let's add another 3D object also. I'm going to import a zombie. Yeah. So the second thing is also imported. Let's go to the zombie. They gave you a sample scene. We just see what are the provisions they gave. Yeah, so this is a zombie. Right click to see its animations. Okay, they have given a lot of animations in the scene, which is looping. So again, I'm going to click on zombie, go to animator. Here you can see all the animations are in loop one by one. So I don't want anything to do loop, so I just removing all the loops for our project. So what it need to happen, what's happening is from entry it will be in the idle state. Then if I want to be, if it's in attack mode, once the animation is complete, I want it to back to the normal mode, I mean the idle mode. So rest of the animation we will use as per the need. Okay. So animation setup is completed. Now coming back to the scene, zombie one. Yes. So this is where the prefab is located in. I'm going to bring the zombie one for the second image target. And again, we need to adjust the size, reach it to 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. I think it's too small, so increasing by with 7. Again, rotate the model. So this is how the zombie will stand here. In this case, if I run the project, so this is our first image. Opening the second, this is our second image. If I hit play, both the object won't render. See, the zombie has been initialized, but the swordman is not showing here. Now I am hiding this. It's coming. The reason behind this and while developing, everyone want to keep it on mind is while setting the Vuforia configuration, here they will provide maximum simultaneous track images and objects. So how many images and objects we need to track simultaneously. So now here I'm going to use two images, so I'm giving it as two. So this is the reason why it won't work. Now both the images, both the objects will be rendered. See, both the images are rendering. Okay. Now the both the object doesn't have anything to be respond. Okay. So I want it to make interactions because we have some animations also which I showed earlier. So I want to make it interaction. For that I'm going to create something. So this is this geo and group everything. So in the parent they give it capsules. Okay. I'm going to create a script which is called character character behavior. With the T-shirt script, which will be working in Visual Studio. Yeah. So start and update. These are the basic of the screen. So what I want to do is first check what are the properties of the characters. Here's the Spotman. It's loading here. It's not responsive. So I'm going to set up the common character behavior for both the characters. So that way the script name is characters behavior. Um, Okay, auto generating lighting is off and it's loading. It's taking more than usual. Check this lighting. Yeah, it's done. I think so. Something strange actually the Euphoria something is not responding. Actually, it's not responding. So I just proceed. Wait again. That's loading package. Okay, meanwhile, I will show you the pricing of the Euphoria. So they have been divided the packages like this. This is for a small business, then app for academy and large business. So here this is academic is $3,000 per year, and if you are doing a small business uh, for a pro or any kind of agency package, you need to contact Euphoria and discuss about your requirement to get the pricing. If you need some basic and cloud package means it's just now $99 per month, and if you want some basic, if you want to host your some of the application but you need a basic requirement is enough means you just go for a $42 package. So the editor is open. Now go to the scene, sample scene. So we already set these two objects here. Let's open animator. So this is for zombie, I think so. Yeah, it's for zombie. Animation is already good. And this is for the SWAT man. If I trigger the animation, I want it to be back to the ideal stage. So the animation is also set up. The naming is very important while calling an animations. So what I'm gonna do is setting the character behavior for both the objects. Now, to create some UI button. So UI is a very big thing in Unity. They have a lot of properties which is not simple like Android Studio, but everything is good for your 2D and 3D world. So I'm going to switch from overlay to workspace. I'm mapping the camera as AR camera and set the size. Okay, the size is I think it's already good. Okay, I'm going to set the sizes point one, point one, point one. Then go to the canvas and set the sizes also for point one, point one, point one. Because it's too big, the canvas is too big, that's why. Then we need to set the position, yeah, that's why I contact position 000. Yes. Now it's with our character. So I'm going to rotate the button also. Sometimes we need to rotate on all the degrees. Yeah. So the size is 0 minus 90. Make it straight. I'm sitting in the top of his head. Next, this is going to name it as attack. If I click this button, it need to attack the player. In second, I'm going to repeat the same for a zombie also because we have animation on both the objects. Set the properties same as full space. Mark it your camera position as 000. Heading as point one, point one, point one. Again, inside the button is also radius button says for point one, point one, point one. Now rotate this object also. Yeah, the same 0, 90. That's great. And keep this is also on the top of the head. And bring in the button as attack. Okay, now we have a canvas with a button for both the object. The button is impactable, that's not an issue because we have a event system to manage the buttons. So you don't need to create it by your own, it will be auto create when you creating a canvas. So now this visual button is also will be displayed on the augmented object here at top, but you will control it on your mobile screen. If you are using in editor, you will click it on the editor. So that's not an issue. Now we go back to the character behavior. Yes. So this is our class. So here I'm going to click not the private actually. I'm going to click the public void. So this method is to control the what behavior of the attack button. Okay. So for that I need to initialize array. I'm going to call our animator, so I'm going to make it as private as character animator. Then I'm going to get the game on. I'm going to detect the enemy also. So this is where I need to map the enemy. Then if people hit attack button, then so I want to initialize whether so here I put the common behavior for both the man and the zombie. So I'm creating another private field with rule man. So to make it quick, I'm going to make it as public to initialize from the our scene itself. So I'm going to make it as public. So if not the attacking person is a man, then we need to create character animation dot play. Here the attack animation. Else, if it's not a man name, but the animation name will be changed. So naming is very important. Again, I'm doing it repeatedly. Copy editor. This is the attack code for a man. Copy. So if it is a man, we want to play this animation. If it's a zombie, we need to play this animation. Yeah. Okay. So this is our first setup to make the interactions. Let's check how it's working. It's loading. So whenever you change scripting Visual Studio, it will take load because it's both are different platforms which has been integrated by a bridge, so it will take a time. Okay, now the integration is completed. Now click it and here see it's a character, the same character animation and it is a man. Yes, it's a man. And the enemy here, zombie is its enemy. The same map fate on the script which is here. It's not a man, it's a zombie. This is the enemy animations. Now let's check how it's working. Yeah. What happened? I think when restart the setting has been changed. Yeah, the setting is changed. That's why there's no nothing has been changed. Okay, I click hit the save button and play it again. Yeah, the screen is rendering. Yes, now we can able to see both these thing. So this is my attack button. If I hit that, nothing. Ideal is playing again and again. This one attack to the one. Oh, the sorry. Actually, the issue is we created a character, but we didn't really click the on button. So that's what the issue. We need to assign the button even, character behavior and attack button. Yes. Go to this button. On click event, you need to click the on click event. So to avoid this kind of accidents, we will go to the on-click listeners and the scripted cells. That means we won't miss anything. So yeah, now the both things are happening. Yeah. So this is how it will attack. Yeah, attack is executing. Now zombie attack. Yeah, this is also good. Now we want to make the player zombie dead if a person attacks. Now the next interactions to make it that to make it faster because the time is running out of time. So to make it faster and just create another method of private void. So again the same condition with a different we will trigger only a different animations. So what is the name of the animation? First one falling back. So here once the zombie fall back it won't need to awake. So I'm not making it animation as transaction. So this is for a zombie falling back. And for the character, again for this character once he dead you won't be able to get back. So this is also not any chain. So once I hit more I just invoking it after a second. Working the animation. So rendering it as a string, the naming is very important. So better instead of typing just copy and paste the name to make sure you didn't do any spelling mistakes and careless mistakes. Okay. So now what will happen as per the script? The player or zombie hit the attack button. Once the attack is completed, it will just make the another opponent as dead. Okay. So here what we need to do, we have to make an opponent to that, right? So enemy object dot get component of animator play. Yeah. So if a person hit, his enemy want to die, right? So that's why enemy dot get component. So this is to get the animator from the enemy component, make him as dead. So I think this is good. Now again, I'm going to hit the play button. Just making it as a string big. Yes. Two characters over here. He is attacking something. Animation is also good. I think some initials man means want to dig. So it's a dead animation. Move it wide. After 1 second. Man, if it is a man, okay. The issue is if it is a man, we are playing an enemy to make it get right. You are against a careless history. You want to make enemy today. Yes. So this is what happened here. So what, as per our script, what we are telling, if a man hit the enemy want to die. If a zombie hit a man, the enemy want to die. This is the concept. Now it will be worked. Now let's check. Yeah. Both the players are here. We attack. Yeah, hey that. Okay. As is same, if zombie hit a man, if a zombie hit a man, the man want to die. Oh, yeah, he's feeling very sick, I think so. Yeah, he died. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is what how we create an AR application of with two sample scripts now, and like the same, if you are developing game directly died, if you create some kind of HPs, well, for hitting of each HP, the HP level will reduce. If it's goes less than or equal to zero, then you can make it as the this is a kind of how the simple games have been developed. So this is how we create an augmented reality project using an Euphoria. So do you have any questions? Hello, is anybody? Okay, thank you, Farouk.
Thank you, sir. Participants, if you have any queries, kindly post it in chat box.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I will give you. This is my contact number and the mail ID which is showing in this slide. If you have any queries, which you have any doubts on later or tomorrow or day after tomorrow, anything, anytime, you can send me a mail. I will reply you. I will. That's not an issue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your most valuable talk on AR technologies Unity 3D, and Vuforia. It was really an impressive session and it will be very useful for every participants present here. We are sure all the participants would have attained a good knowledge on AR technologies, Unity 3D and Vuforia. Once again, we thank you very much for your valuable inputs given, which will certainly improve our knowledge and ideas on augmented reality and virtual reality. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Participants, kindly join the next session by 1:30 p.m. with the same link. Thank you all.
yeah, thank you. And Akila Wembu, yes, I will give you some links on the chat box, which is good for beginners. Sure, I will share it within 2 minutes. You can refer that also. The first link is for Euphoria. So as per I said, here will give you the kind of documentations and the versions updates and everything. You can make it as a good understanding. And for Unity 3D, they have a website called learn.unity3d.com to make you a good start. And some documentations also will be available around that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, Manoj. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.